Dr. Burkett, what brings you to Northwestern State today?
I came to speak in the biology department, do a seminar about climate change and what it means to coastal Louisiana.
And you presented some compelling information today that I think the biology majors were able to take in. Talk a little bit about what this all means to the state of Louisiana. We hear the talk about warming, but I think folks maybe don't understand what you presented today as what it means to our state.
Well, to Louisiana, if you live in the coast, you know what I'm talking about. You're talking about increased storm surge flooding, more chronic salinity problems in your water supplies and in your forest, changes in the abundance of fish and wildlife, many changes that affect our culture and our economy.
And some of the dramatic slides where 15, 20, 30 years ago there was a marsh, now there's an open piece of ocean.
Right. That's something I've seen in my lifetime, and that several people here in this audience, you could see that their lights were going off too. People from New Orleans that spoke to me afterwards. These changes are real, and we've witnessed these changes. We've measured these changes, and we've lived through these changes. And so convincing Louisiana that there is a consequence of climate change and sea level rise is an easy thing. It's not hard here.
You mentioned a little bit about the hurricanes and storm surge, and then a moment about how Sandy, so it's not just a Louisiana thing, that this is affecting all the country.
Right. The intensity and destructiveness of hurricanes appears to be increasing in the basins, the Atlantic Basin, North Atlantic Basin, where storms form that make landfall in the United States. And so we've seen the increased exposure and the increasing damages through time of storms. And a lot of that has to do with the intense development along our coastline, coupled with this increasing intensity of storms and the precipitation associated with storms and sea level rising gradually as a backdrop to that.
And of course, you were able to talk to some of your fellow Northwestern State folks. You're a double alum of the university.
That's right, and I'm very proud to be here. I sat in this room 30-something years ago and got my BS and my master's degree. My BS was in botany, and my master's was in zoology.
And you talked about that little sort of return that you're able to come and lecture in the room that you once took class in.
That's right. And seeing those bright faces and just thrilled me so much to think about what's ahead of these students, the challenges and the successes. And if you noticed, you could hear a pin drop in here, and every eye was on that data. And they're like sponges. And now they know what the science is, and let them make their decision about what the policy should be, but they know the basic science principles.